when we are dealing with climate change that you refuse to do anything about. Like there's a very real sense of like people who are older than us just aren't respecting us. Like it's a two-way street. I was brought up just to be respectful, and like I respect everyone equally, no matter who they are, unless they give me a reason to disrespect them. And it's just one of those things that like people in that older generation, like my generation's just really angry and feeling like there's nothing left for us. Like that's why like most of my friends, none of us want kids. None of us want to bring like have families or anything. We can't afford to have families.
Yeah, you don't want to bring them into this world.
Yeah, and it's just like it's really, really difficult to kind of. I think that's always been there. There's always like those kinds of subcultures that'll sort of push back against the older generation. I think somebody mentioned that there, but like this time it's like the entire generation is basically kicking off.
Of a bigger movement.
Try something. Anybody that has kids, try something. Grab a piece of paper and give it to younger than 20 years old kids, and with a pencil or a pen, and dictate something. Just tell them a poem or something. Start writing there. They can barely write today, since for the last 15 or 20. Anybody 15 years old.
You mean like writing by hand?
Yeah, we cannot.
Yeah, that's a lost art. Most schools now they don't teach.
I know,
they teach them to write one letter at a time.
I know obviously like the race is on now to like we need to change right now. But I think the massive emphasis does need to be put on the younger generations. There's so many people that you will not change their ways now. And I'm not even talking about pollution. I'm talking about racism, so much stuff. The only way to change it is the younger generations, where it's how these people are brought up. I'm not being funny, where
but a lot of it's leading by example,
Yes, it is. Yeah, and that's all we can do. Yes, that's what I mean. Like, I'm not saying we can just
politicians that just care about the money. When you've got politicians that just care about the money, they know they're going to be fucking dead when the world's gone to shit. They don't care about the fucking pollution, So, and that's the problem is we've got world leaders that don't give a shit. They just, as long as they're rich and comfy while they're alive, fuck everyone else, And that's why, again, people, #Team Seas, let's fucking get 30 million pounds of plastic and other pollution out of the ocean.
Yeah, and those, I think those Mark Robo robots are going to keep running, basically, and like for...
they're not even his robots. They're, so they're working with, him and Mr. Beast are working with the Ocean Conservancy, and the other one, I think it's the Ocean Conservancy that have created these robots, and they're designed to catch it, at the rivers before it goes into the sea, and even though it looks quite slow, it's like a conveyor belt thing, and it fills up these big units, but one of those picks more litter then I think it's like more than fucking 30 people or something, Can we just
bring up legal Latina heat?
Where do you win the championship?
Welcome to the channel. I mean, what a get up.
Yeah.
Hello.
I want that fucking hat, dude.
How you doing, fellas? How you doing, gentlemen?
I had a cowboy hat, Mitch. I miss it.
A great conversation. I heard you guys talk about like the younger generation. I'm 36 years old. I'm legal Latino. I came to this country legally when I was 5 years old. I did things the right way.
What country are you in? Can I ask?
I'm in the United States.
Okay, nice.
Where Biden is the president and Kamala is the vice president. And everything is about race over here and homosexuality over here. So that's why I'm legal Latino. I'm legal. I'm not one of the illegal ones that just ran through the border and just came right in. So
you're a legal alien.
I came here the right way. I waited. But I heard you guys talking about like the younger generation is like has no respect. And have you noticed like since like 1960, like the divorce rate started going up?
Oh yeah.
And why is that, right? Like, why led to that? Like, what was the push? What was the propaganda?
I don't even know. Like my grandparents. So over here in the UK, when you celebrate your 50th wedding anniversary, you get like an official letter from the Queen and all this stuff. Finding a couple, even in my generation, and I'm 41, that are going to be married for that long is next to fucking impossible. You know, I don't know if a lot of them got married younger because of the war going on and stuff like that. But I think the mentality back then was, you know, you've made a commitment and you stick with it, and family is fucking important, you know.
The thing is with sorry.
No, carry on.
I was gonna say a lot of it is that the way that marriage was in the past was very much like it was a woman's place to be put in the kitchen and to do all the housework and everything. We can't do that anymore.
No.
Like families can't operate like that because it's way too expensive to run a household. Women have to go out and work. And while I think women should be out working, and I would consider myself like intersectional feminist or whatever. Like basically, feminism needs to happen. It's good. It's objectively a good thing.
Good save, Noah.
It needs to be like interlocked with everything else. Like it needs to be interlocked with race, with class, with all of that stuff that you talk about in sociology. It's one of those things that but because of that, that's why the divorce rate is going up, because people don't have time to build strong relationships. So relationships that would have worked aren't working out the way that they could have if it was still like your American dream 1950s household with male leader of the house and everything.
Social media.
But then
social media, OnlyFans.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I kind of agree with that. Like, I was fortunate enough when I was in the States and I was married that I was making enough and actually I met her. She worked where I worked. But you know, like when she got sick, I was fortunate enough to be earning enough that I could support, you know, me, her, and her daughter. And I think you're right. Like that's, you know, because I knew that, like, because when we met, we worked different shifts and stuff like that. But when she wasn't working, you know, I'd go to work, but she's always going to be there when I come home. And I think, that fostered a fantastic relationship. I think, the fact that, like you say now, a lot of households cannot survive unless both the husband and the wife or you know, whatever relationship, that both of the partners have to be working a lot of the time.
And who raises a kid? Who raises a kid?
Well, a lot of the time, the kids are getting raised in fucking
public schools,
daycare, and
indoctrination camps. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You know, you're absolutely right.
For me, for us, I'm married. Actually, my wife is 13 years younger than me, so she's still studying.
Yeah.
I got also a 13 year. I also got a 13-year old daughter. So do the math.
Nice.
But my wife was a teenage mother, and every time I'm home, I'm 100% taking care of them. When I'm not at home, my wife, because I live on an island, my daughter has to go to the school to the mainland. My wife goes a few days to the mainland to actually take care of my daughter because she's too young. My daughter has respect for all people. She's that's it all, and she also has respect for all genders and everything. She doesn't she doesn't see in gender, and she doesn't see in race or color. She is like me. She sees them as all persons. Just
that's a conspiracy, actually. Is and a lot of conspiracy theories. Oh no, mate. Sorry, I cut you off. You carry on.
And the best thing is, she also doesn't choose to be just a girly girl. Her biggest wish is to be a math teacher.
DJ.
So, a math teacher. Math teacher.
Math teacher.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Nice.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool for a girl.
Over here in America, is designed for the woman to be alone, not to be with the man, because they give her free health care. With the father, you get free rent, Section 8. Then you get child support. So it's designed that way, like for the parents not to stay together. And that's kind of sad. I was fortunate enough to grow up with both of my parents. And a lot of kids nowadays don't even have both parents or even, one.
What you think is obviously physically, do you think it's physically designed to separate parents?
Yeah, like I do a morning show and I went back all the way to like 1963s. Like you see the Beatles start coming now, the groovy and all this other stuff, these movies, and then empowerment feminism. And then you started the divorce rate just go up, 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 up. And then usually the females that divorce the man, usually. Because the guys, the guy's usually working outside overtime. A female wants attention. The guy always has to be working to provide for the family. And who comes around, right? The milkman, the post guy, whatever. Things like that back in the days. Same thing with army, with marriages, right? People that went to the army, you get deployed for 6-9 months. And then you want, what is your wife doing? Females need attention.
But you're still talking about the guys only working.
At the time, with the 60s, we're back in the 60s. What led to like the divorce rate? That's when we're going back to the beginning. Why are people just getting divorced? I blame most of social media now. You see OnlyFans. Good luck finding a female that hasn't been on OnlyFans or just been on Instagram. Good luck.
Dude, that's a bit of a rash claim. No, there's loads of women that have
honestly, like
and in the 60s, my mother had a job.
No, but now we're like 2021, like after the Kim Kardashian, all the girls want to look like Kim Kardashian now. When did Kim Kardashian come out? Like 2008, 9?
No, I mean, I'm with
you. Just had a stream about stuff like that.
That's a huge overgeneralization. That's just not right. I'm just going to say that it's not right. It's like, as someone who is in that younger generation right now, like most of the women who are my age and a little bit younger, they don't really want to look like one of those celebrities. Like that's just not really a thing that happens.
That's the generation that skips. So I'm in that generation that has the pink hair, with the earrings and the nose and the big.
Hey, I had pink hair for all of October, man.
I'm glad I met you in November. Then I'm glad.
Hey, it's almost gone. It's almost gone. Now it's going to be the blonde.
The Latino hat. Maybe it's in the area where you live in, but.
That's what I was going to think. It might be quite localized.
I'm from Texas.
But I mean, I see it. I definitely see it. Like there is a certain percentage of people that are going down that route, but I wouldn't label like most young women or anything, because I definitely like to sit with my nieces. Most of those are not going down that path of like, I must look this way.
In America, from what I've seen here in America, that's what I'm talking about. America.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen public school fights? Have you seen the American public school system? Have you seen
America's the crimes? Just another world, though, isn't it?
Have you seen the crimes in New York City? You have young people beating up 65-year-olds. Look up New York City crimes on Twitter. All you see is a young generation, 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds in gangs, because we all have to wear a mask. I mean, we're in New York. I'm originally from New York. I left that place. It's disgusting. I'm in Texas. I could walk around with a gun here. I'm safe, New York, you're just left for dead in the street. People are just robbing older folks. They see an older folk coming out of the bank. A group of young kids just going robbing. Videos all over the place. Check it out on Twitter.
I mean, I'm sure that there's like the videos that you see on Twitter. That there's like maybe you might get a few hundred videos, but like the city is like what 24 million people in the greater New York area. Like
13 million, and that's not even counting the illegals, And only a million people voted in this past week's mayor election. So out of 11 million, only 1 million voted in that city. So that city's full of zombies, people on welfare. Listen, I'm from there. I speak from what I see. You know, some place of the world looks different. Look who's our president, Joe Biden. He got 85 million votes. Do you really think 85 million of us voted for that man? Think about that.
Yes. They've proven it over and over and over.
Over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, like
I think you're making some.
But Donald Trump lost Georgia 3 times. He lost states 3 times or twice in the same election. Like they just came back with the ballot count by that they called the recount in Arizona. They came back. It was Trump funded. A company they handpicked called Cyber Ninjas of all things, and they came back. And we're like, yeah, actually, Biden won Arizona by more votes than we thought. It's just like there was no like voter fraud in to the extent that Trump would like, and the times that there have been fraud cases, they had like some ballots thrown out in Pennsylvania, I think, for being fraudulent, and it was three votes for Trump were thrown out for being fraudulent, and it's like that's the only example of fraud this year that isn't like some batshit conspiracy theory peddled by Rudy Giuliani, who is, quite frankly, probably should be institutionalized at this point. Like if you look at him go, it's just like to think that man was the one who was America's mayor 10, 15 years ago. Like that's, yeah.
Where are you from, Noah?
Where kind of, I've said my piece.
Where are you from, Noah?
I was born in Seattle, but I live in Northern Ireland and have for 20 years. So I've grown up here.
Oh, Ireland.
But I vote. I'm a voter in the States. Mm-hmm.
Ireland. What's the demographics in Ireland?
Demographics.
Well, no, I know.
Yes, and the British would have rather that there weren't.
No, the demographics.
There's many a Murphy's drinker.
I need to ask a question first.
I'm trying to listen.
Huh?
What were you saying?
Sorry.
What's the demographics of Ireland? That's what you asked. What's the demographics of the United States? Where's the majority? Mostly white. This percentage is Hispanic. This percentage is black. What's the demographics in Ireland?
It's incredibly white. Like I could Google it here. I think it's like 88% white at this point. But like cities will have more. Like Dublin, you get a lot of multiculturalism. Belfast, it's still getting there because Belfast is stuck in the 1960s when it comes to a lot of cultural stuff. But yeah, it's majority white. So we're actually about to get our census result.
Mm-hmm. So it's safe, correct?
Not really, no. Again, I live in Northern Ireland, where if you're Catholic or Protestant in the wrong area, you get blown up.
Right. No, I just said white people commit crime too. Like,
yeah, like we still have a crime rate, and we have. I mean, in Northern Ireland, we have the paramilitaries who are like basically what you'd refer to in the States as gangs. Like they're the IRA on the nationalist side, the Irish nationalist side, and the UDA, the UVF, there's so many. The Ulster Defence Army, the Ulster Defence Force, all of these loyalist paramilitaries, and they've like divided up the cities in Northern Ireland into like their sections where they deal the drugs, and if you deal drugs in the wrong place, you get shot. But if you're dealing drugs for the right paramilitary, you're fine. Like it's that kind of organized crime, and it's all over the place here. So it's not like, and then it's all white people. Like no. On both sides, no like ethnic minorities would ever get anywhere near those paramilitaries, because the loyalist ones specifically are very racist, and the Republican ones, they have their own issues. They're not racist because their whole thing is like being inclusive of everyone who lives in Ireland, but you still don't want to be associated with them. So yeah, it's in the north where I live, it's very much a dangerous place if you go into the wrong area and say the wrong things to the wrong people. So that's kind of the situation. The South is a different story. They just have your regular drug gangs where people get shot and stabbed for dealing drugs anywhere, because they're encroaching on each other's turf and whatever. So yeah, it's really not something you can chalk up to race. It's people will deal drugs and be criminals anywhere.
No, yeah, good shout. So what is your channel all about then? Legal Latino Heat. Well, actually, I wanted to ask one question. What is that belt behind you?
Oh, it's a replica from the Attitude Era WWE replica, back from like 1999.
Is it? I always wanted one of them.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I talk about different stuff, man. Everything that goes around, like current events. That big concert where 8 people died last week at the Travis Scott concert. Things like that happen in America. Things like that usually. I don't really cover outside of America. That's why I asked where you guys are from. I heard the accent. I like to learn from other places. I like to hear both sides. I'm not just closed-minded, la, 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 la. I like to listen. I ask questions. I see people in the chat attack right away, especially the people with the pink hair. They get really upset. And I hope Charlie joins the chat because he said he wants to come at me. Come at me, Charlie. Don't talk. Be about it. All talk in the chat. Come on. The Streamyards is right there. Join
Come on, Charlie.
You know, I'm not the type to just be combative and argue. I'm not about that. Listen, I like to have conversations. We talk. We're all adults here.
As long as you're open.
We're men here, right? We're men. We're not females.
We can all have like.
We're not gonna have our here.
Sorry, the sexism. The sexism is unnecessary.
I'm sorry. I'm a man. I know. I'm sorry. I grew up in the 90s. I keep it real.
Sexism.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know how you guys are born over there, but I'm from New York. I keep it real, man. You know, if you guys are gonna be like, just stop, then you know what? I'm not a stop and go guy. You know what? I like to keep it real and talk. I thought this was conspiracy talk. You know, we talk about different things.
It still is, but.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't know somebody here identified as a female.
Yeah, I don't like the sexism and stereotyping.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we're gonna show that comment. Like that was he was getting like pushing it, and then like he came out with the Biden conspiracy, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
So yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Also, that point that just came up there, statistics show that in recent years, divorce rates are actually going down in the USA and UK.
Wow, what a bunch of fucking woke. What a bunch of fucking, man. Wow. What a bunch of woke little pussies, man. Oh, the sexist stuff. I'm sorry. Wow. I'm in the chat there, man. Whoa, with the sexism, man. I'm like, wow, let me get the chat real quick. Later, everyone. I hope I offended. Man, I brought some energy to that chat. I brought energy to this conversation. You guys are all echo chambers. What a douche canoe, little pink-haired chick over here. Man, I thought this was going to be a good conversation. Dude, you just painted all women with the same diluted brush. He doesn't want a woman's perspective. Everybody gets offended nowadays, man. Whoa. I brought some energy to that show, man. You guys were boring. When the other idiot was speaking, it was just boring, man. I was just trying to have a great conversation, a bunch of dudes. They put me backstage. Not a chicken making dinner for a woman. You should try it. Get to the kitchen, Charlie. Get to the kitchen, Charlie. Oh, you've been timed out. Ah, these fucking people, man. I can't be with these idiots, man. Echo chambers, man. Yeah, I was trying to revive the conversation, all the feminism talk. I thought it was gonna be cool. I'm like, oh, it's conspiracy talk. It's gonna be exciting. And then whoa, with the Biden and the votes. I'm like, you're not even from here. Man, I stopped my game for this shit. I thought it was gonna be exciting. I thought I was gonna meet, like, see, those are the kind of people I don't even want to meet, man. So every guy that grew up in New York in the 90s is a woman hater. Wow, a woman hater right away. Nah, no freedom of speech. They already blocked me right away. They put me backstage. I'm not gonna wait around backstage to get on. I seen it done to other shows. I'm not gonna wait around. I said my piece. You know. What a tough crowd, right? Even the chat. I'm like, wow, I walked into like the wrong place. I was waiting I was trying to get out too. I was like, damn, how can I get out of here, man? And they put me backstage. I'm like, let me just get the fuck out. Oh, you're a fan. I'm like, what the you guys are putting me into a corner here. I'm like, oh, you're acting like a bunch of females. We're a bunch of dudes here. Like, I mean, you're getting all catty with me. I'm sorry. What am I supposed to say? And I brought some energy. I got them chuckling and laughing. The chat gets mad. I got the chat riled up. Charlie want to talk crap. So I got the party started. That's what Legal Latino does. I bring the energy. I bring the energy to the Streamyard. Brought that energy, man. Also, I was like, where you from? Where you from? We. I'm like, I know you're not from America, man, because have you seen the BS we see here in America? Shit, man. Man, now I kind of get it, right? This is why I like to meet different people. You get that perspective. You get to talk to these. Oh, I don't want to be around them. I'd rather just talk to them on StreamYard. Let me see if I find another StreamYards I can join. Oh, boring idiots, man. See, I got them talking. They're still talking about me. There's nothing wrong with being a single parent. Everybody gets so offended. Wow, these progressives, man. Am I still on timeout? Let me see. Oh, let me give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna subscribe because I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I'm gonna jump back in another day. I'm gonna jump in another day.
So why should they listen to anyone? Because
let me go back. Past week's mayor election, so out of 11 people. All right, let me see if I find another StreamYards. Oh, this guy's Black History. Let's see. I'm gonna learn some Black History right now. Let me see. Talk Black History with this guy. Oh, he does have a StreamYard. Oh, we could talk some Black History.
People of color support America, but America doesn't necessarily support people of color. That is, unfortunately, Daniel, there's truth to that. There's too much truth to that.
Should I join this one?
And unfortunately, when we bring these,
I'm gonna have a real conversation. I'm not gonna like.
A lot of people turn off.
This guy seems cool.
You know, I have to say that a lot of people, when they watch Erudition, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. People watch it and say to themselves, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! What are we talking about here?" Right? Are you being racist? You know, are you being too separatist? Are you prejudiced?
Should I do this?
None of that. I've never given you a prejudiced thought here. Before we went off the air with that situation, I talked about white male patriarchy, and I got some responses even from some of my own family, like, "Hey, you know, did you maybe you would?" No, I don't. I'm going to give you the facts. Now it's up to you. If you're going to accept those facts, if you're going to embrace that wisdom, if you're going to go out there and study on your own, because one thing about me that you will know is that I will never give you something that I will not tell you to go find and look up on your own. That is not who I am. But I am by nature intolerant of ignorance. I'm intolerant of the idea that we perpetuate ignorant beliefs and ignorant studies because we're too afraid to speak about truth. And there's truth on this Veterans Day that we need to talk about, that we need to address. We have to be flexible in that. We have to be open to that. The other thing that I was reading actually about an hour before we did this show. I don't know if anybody knows the name of Charles Lewis. Probably not.
I don't want to get in a debate.
But Charles Lewis was.
You told those guys they were boring?
Well known. About 100 years ago.
Let me see. I kind of want to join the chat.
But Charles Lewis is a case.
Did I give you the chat for this one?
Because what happened was in 1918. About a month.
This guy knows
about a month after the Armistice Day, which, as we know now is called Veterans Day.
No, he's cool.
Charles Lewis was released.
I'm not gonna get into.
Got out of the military.
He's cool.
He checked out from somewhere in Ohio. I think it was Camp Sherman, if I remember off the top of my head.
I don't want to get into this conversation. I want to talk something fun. I want to talk sports. I don't want to like these politics stuff. I was gonna talk like I thought the idiots was talking conspiracy theories. And they're the ones that believe like the CNN conspiracy theory. I was like, that's all. Like, what the hell did I just walk into right here with these idiots? Yeah, the other dude, right? I already lost their channel. This guy, I'm not gonna be able to talk. I don't know what to talk to him about.
World War I. But on December 15th or 16th of 1918, a police officer broke into Charles's home, a shack, really what they called it.
That's his channel.
And they accused him of a robbery. And
I don't know what to talk with him about. I want to see somebody has crypto.
I have a right.
Anybody's talking about crypto. I might even open up my own Streamyards. Where's my Streamyards? Hold on.
And he resisted arrest. When the officer tried to,
I'm about to open up my Streamyards.
He ran away.
I'm about to post my Streamyards.
Turned himself in and was taken into custody. Well, the night after Charles turned himself in, 100 white men walked into the police station.
Oh, I don't even have that. I don't have my channel on this thing.
Charles out and took him to the nearest tree, and they lynched him.
Oh my God, this guy's talking history.
This man had fought in World War I, had served honorably.
Yeah, he's cool. I'll leave him. I don't know what I'm gonna presenting Melinda, founder International Sports. Let's see. Can I join as ex Melinda something?
It might be. And I love sharing those stories.
That's not the Epstein files. The Epstein host of the Jeffrey Epstein show.
Yeah, the rhetoric there. It's great stuff there, Bobby. And yeah, it's you make a good point with the how the wealthy are treated compared to the poor, and how the system itself is set up to make people fail. And I would say now more than ever, and it's just I can't even imagine what it's like for
this channel looks cool.
Younger than I am, even like being a 17-year-old right now. It's
I'm gonna subscribe to him. This guy looks cool.
When you take a look at everything going on around you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that.
I don't know. All I could say is for your listeners, if they take anything away from our conversation tonight, besides the fact that Jeffrey Epstein was a fucking asshole, that maybe before you engage with your friend or take a step back and look at the big picture. And I know it's hard. Believe me, I know. I want to tell these people they're stupid as hell too. But we got to remember who our real enemy is. And that real enemy really hasn't exposed itself yet. And if we're busy beating each other down, wasting our resources, fighting each other, there's going to be nothing left when these dudes show up and the blue helmets from the UN come rolling down the streets in America, bro.
I want to talk to these guys. See, these guys are cool.
That sounds crazy, but if we fail as a nation, what makes us different than anywhere else in the world? I love when people say, "Oh, not in America." Yeah, that's what you told me before 9/11. That's what you told me before the World Trade Center. Not in America doesn't mean shit to me. Pax Americana ended the day those planes hit the buildings. So don't tell me not in America. That's what the Romans thought too. Shit's coming. Better prepare yourself. And the way to do that is not by ostracizing your friends, not by not having family. You got to have your people and not your internet friends who are liking your comments. Your real people, your family, bro, people around you who are going to support you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, without them, it's going to be a lonely time for you on the internet when all of those people abandon you as well. And that's what it all is now, artificial relationships.
Damn, I want to join this conversation.
Something I've realized throughout this being online, how fickle followers are. Like, they will like just worship you borderline, and then they'll turn on you in like a second. And
that's why I don't even bother with it. I don't bother with comments. I don't care. If my content resonates, that's all I care about. You don't have to like me. Well, I'm not here to make friends. I got plenty of friends. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if people like me. That's not my goal. Here's the thing. If that was my goal, I'd be all over the internet, everywhere, posting, live streaming. I don't care about any of it. I want to be done with this case. Other people want this shit to go on forever. Me, I want to be done. I have other projects I want to work on, other things I have, going on right now that I'm working on. But I have to.
Look at that. I'm in the chat. Look, let me get off that. Look, I went back into that chat. How long is Charlie still talking? You guys ever look? Is Charlie still talking? Too many feminists in here. Too many feminists in here. They're gonna get mad. Too many feminists. They probably blocked me. They can't even see my comments because they'll be going crazy. All right, 7 thumbs down. I like this guy's channel, man. I want to join. Found this great channel I could join, and I can't join. I like this channel now. I want to join this conversation. Yeah, no, they were too woke, man. Like, I was trying to have a nice conversation with them, but I kind of sensed it, and I was getting kind of heated a bit. It killed my buzz, man. I just wanted to have a chill and have a conversation. They say conspiracy talk, anything goes, and then they get mad when I say something.
Right? I want to talk about other things, but it's too important to abandon, even though it's gross and it's because how do they feel? How do
Check this guy out.
How do the survivors feel?
Get him like to 70 views. Let's Some legal Latino sent
me
you.
just for 2.5 years. It's
this is my Streamyard.
So I can't even imagine what they're going through.
That's my Streamyard.
And that's another thing for me. It's
nobody's
ever stood up for them. Nobody's
I'm gonna
ever
open my
Streamyard.
Streamyards. Let me open up my Streamyard.
Why are you treating them like this? And for me, I've always hated bullies ever since I was a kid. Even if it cost me getting my ass whipped growing up, I would always step up and be, fuck you, bro. Why are you bullying this guy? And it's the same with these girls, especially with girls. I don't like dudes who put their hands on women, domestic violence. It's all bullshit. We got to do better as men. 1 in 3 women suffer domestic violence at some point in their life. And that's because dudes are out there acting the fucking fool. We have to be honest about that, right? Now, not every dude, like some people try and make it out.
I found a stream here. What the hell is this?
If we don't come from a place of honesty, we're just as bad as everybody else. So I try to come correct, bro. Everything I do, try to be as honest as I can. If I make a mistake,
What the hell is these people here?
And I'm not trying to sell any bullshit. That's not going to help. Everybody needs it raw. You need the truth raw, an injection raw, all of it, because we got pain coming down the pipe, and it's much bigger. Like the listener just said, it's much bigger than Jeffrey Epstein. This is just a spotlight on what is going on. So I hope people are waking up and they're aware, because the party's going to end soon. You got inflation coming down. It is bad. It is bad. And Americans are broke. We've been leveraged into oblivion. There's no more stimulus money coming for anybody. Where's that coming from? They can't even get their stupid bill passed as it is. They own all 3 chambers and they can't get their bills passed. That should show you how ineffectual they are as leaders. But people will still carry water for them. Or they'll say, oh, you're a Trumper, which I'm not. I could care less.
You see, yeah, this guy's on point, man. I like this guy.
I don't care about politicians. Like, the best analogy is this. You ever see the movie The Bronx Tale?
I have not. Is that with Michael B. Jordan?
No, it's with Robert De Niro.
Okay.
It's a mob movie. Anyway, there's a part in it where the kid.
Yeah, I'm trying to join a chat, man. I think it's not a good night for me to join anybody.
And
this is like the only chat I like so far, but I can't join.
Slipped my name. His name's Sonny in it. I forget the guy. Chaz Palminteri. Okay. So Chaz Palminteri, not Robert De Niro. De Niro's the dad. So he's talking to Chaz Palminteri about Mickey Mantle. And Palminteri says to him, he says, look, if you went to Mickey Mantle and you
I think I'm gonna have to join this guy's chat. This guy's video.
Goes, no, I don't think so. And then the guy goes, that's my point. His point is hero worship is bullshit. You don't ever want to meet your heroes. And all these people that make heroes into politicians, these aren't the X-Men. These are stupid morons. Have you listened to them talk? Never mind the fact that they have their own hush fund that they use to pay off people who have, with your money, by the way. Yeah, you know, you can go and check that out all over the internet. Just go ahead and Google it. It is unbelievable what they get away with. But yet,
it is.
We are still having the conversation. Somehow the hustle is still on. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I wish I did. I wish I had a silver bullet. But all we could do is prepare ourselves. Your listeners, don't get caught up in their game. You know, I'm certainly not a financial advisor, but probably not a good idea just to have paper currency.
Nope.
Probably not a good idea. You probably want to diversify, whatever it is. Gold, silver, crypto, whatever you're going to do, because it's coming. It is coming.
Yep.
And
I want to join this conversation so bad.
I really hope that people are prepared for what we have coming down the pipe. And it's just the perfect storm. Everything is lined up, from the shortages, the inflation, the pandemic, the divisiveness, the dehumanization of people. Now, listen, when someone's wearing a mask all the time, it's a lot easier to dehumanize that person. There's no face there. There's no facial movements, or that's just a person in a mask. And the first step to get rid of the populace is to dehumanize them. When that starts happening, boy, you know you're at a point where it's time for everybody to stop. Or everyone's going to fuck around and find out, I guess is the best way to say it. Because that's what we're doing. We're going to fuck around and find out. Guns are a good investment. I agree. I mean, look, I'm only being honest, bro. If you can legally buy a gun, I think you should have one. I've never owned a gun ever in my life until recently.
Okay.
Damn, I love this conversation.
I just bought a shotgun for home protection. I'm not a big gun guy. You know, look, I'm from the inner city, man. You know, I grew up with people that had guns, okay, and not rednecks and not licensed guns. All right, I went to school in the inner city. Guns were an everyday part of my life, especially in Nevada. This is a very big gun kind of open carry kind of state.
I like this conversation.
People are walking around. You don't have to have your gun registered here to carry it open. You don't have to have.
This is a good channel, man.
So you just carry that shit. So it's always been around, but I've just never felt the need for one. You know what I'm saying? I just never felt like I needed a gun. But now, bro, I got to protect my family. It takes the cops 30 minutes to get here. And while, you know, I'm not against serving up the old 3-piece combo. You come in my house with a gun, I'm going to shoot you, right?
Yes.
And,
yeah, these guys get it. Yo, they're not
all
good
over
other
the place
pussies.
now.
I spoke before.
Here in Vegas, a few miles from my house.
These guys get
it's
it,
like
man.
a National Geographic episode every Tuesday when the homeless encampments start moving.
Yo, these guys get it.
I'm waiting for one of them to show up with that shit on their head, like we're watching an episode of National Geographic. It's crazy, bro.
These guys get it.
Problem in Vegas,
yeah.
Insane. So yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, these guys get it,
protect
man.
myself because nobody else is gonna do it.
I love these guys. You guys are doing
that's
it.
just real
Damn,
talk.
after the first
And
conversation
I don't care what your
had.
political lean is. Your number one goal is to protect your family. And if you don't do that, then you're, I don't know you're not even a human being in my opinion.
Based Bobby,
so you
yo.
have to be prepared. So again, like your boy said, it's a good idea. I mean, if you can legally own one, I don't know why you wouldn't exert your constitutional right and do so.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. And you know, they're trying to make that as hard as possible, going back years, I would say.
Yep,
which
they sure
is
are.
Another misinformation campaign they do with the gun thing. But I wanted to comment too on what you mentioned about the fracturing and people grifting within, not just the Epstein sphere, but the alternative media sphere in general.
Oh wow,
and,
they got that problem too.
That people can't understand that when we do that, we're playing into their plan. That's what they want, like you said. And it's it's like what you mentioned with the Epstein stuff. Like, I'd reach out to these people and like they would be flaky with me, or they wouldn't respond, or they would just say no flat out. And I'm like, how do you, I realize I don't have the biggest following, but I don't see how you can look at somebody's work and see that they are dedicated to it and grift off this and then not try to work with others to fix the problem. It's like
it's crazy, man. I don't get it. I have one of the largest platforms as far as Epstein stuff goes. Like I said, if you're down to get rid of these scumbag pieces of shit, you're my tribe, bro. I don't care if you're a hardcore Antifa communist. I don't care. I don't care if you're running around and you have a fucking you want to be, the next Donald Trump. I don't care, bro. I really don't care. I am here to raise fucking hell with these people. We can get back to our petty arguments later, but let me tell you what, until we get to the point where our families are safe, my family is safe, I'm going to be here, bro. I'm here for it. They're going to have to drag me out of this motherfucker kicking and screaming like in Red Dawn, bro. That's the only way I'm going. Believe it.
I still need to watch that one, man. I hate to admit it.
Oh, it's a great movie. The original, though. You got to watch the original. From 1984.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I tweeted recently. I was like, I'm always disappointing older people.
Oh, Michael Jordan fans. I found this guy.
Such a great movie. That's like one of the rallying cries. Like me and my dad, we always used to joke around. My dad is even crazier than me when it comes to liberty. This dude is like, my pops, he don't play, bro. Like, he doesn't want nobody involved in his life. He worked hard to get where he is, and he doesn't want people fucking around. So in that movie, there's a part where one of the dads is held hostage, right? And as the kid, they sneak in to go say their goodbyes to the dad. And as they're leaving, the dad yells, "Boys, avenge me!" So my dad, we always joke around that when the UN comes to swoop him up, that's going to be
on the channel, guys.
Me showing up and him yelling, "Avenge me!" But it's a classic.
You guys are awesome, but I need to go out on a win here. The studio is full. I'm trying to join, yo. Oh, the studio's full, man. I'm trying to join this chat. Hold on.
Miss Maxwell. That should happen after this this trial wraps up, hopefully with a happy ending. And another question was, are there myths that you want to dispel about the Epstein case? Which, because I remember there was going around that he was an FBI informant, but that's, as far as I could tell, that was just a rumor. I didn't see a source for that or any corroboration. But
yeah, you know, there's been some talk. Like Epstein, there's definitely a chance that Epstein was working with the FBI when the whole entire Bear Stearns thing was going down. And remember, he escaped going down from that. And a lot of people believe it's because he worked with the FBI, and that was his introduction to the CIA. A lot of people, you know, there's a lot of people that believe that. I can't, one way or the other, I don't know for sure if he was or he wasn't. But what I will say is that a couple of people who are relatively solid sources have said that. And I think it's very possible that he did have something to do with the FBI. You know, how they're very much like the CIA, but on a smaller level, how they turn people. Like what they'll do is they'll look for a criminal enterprise and they'll find low-level operators. They'll pull them in, they'll flip them to rat on their boss, and then that boss rats and it goes all the way up the chain until they finally get who they're looking for. And the way to do that is with a RICO case. And if you notice, they've been scared to do that in this case. Keith Raniere, RICO. R. Kelly, RICO. Not Ghislaine Maxwell, not even the Mann Act. And that's because what they do is wrap all their friends up in it then. Anybody who was making financial transactions to Jeffrey Epstein, bro, you're part of the criminal conspiracy now. If you were in the mafia, or say that the government thought that you were part of a mafia operation, and you weren't, it was your brother who was part of it, and you got money from him, well, now you're part of that RICO investigation because you received ill-gotten gains. So they can tap your phone. You're part of it now. You're part of the operation. So what they'll try and do is bring you in and use you against your brother. And that's what RICO allows them to do. But they don't do that against people like Epstein ever. Only for people whose last name ends in a vowel, like my family. Real salty about that shit. Sorry. But they talk about how the war on drugs has absolutely destroyed poor homes, and it has. I've seen it with my own eyes. But this RICO law has done the same thing to Italian homes throughout New York, man. I can't tell you how many people have been caught up on stupid ass RICO cases and been pulled from their homes on dumbass crimes. Now, crimes, don't get me wrong. And if it wasn't for Epstein and him getting away with his shit, I wouldn't even be halfway as agitated. You fucked around, bro. That was illegal. You got to go do some time. Sorry. But when Epstein's getting off, Maxwell's getting off, they're not getting RICO'd, but mid-level operators are. It shows you how fucked things are and how the chessboard is completely skewered. And I'm not going to sit back and just be okay with that. If they work for us, let's remember, they work for us. And if we were one gnat, let's get it away. 10 million of us, though. What now? Now these motherfuckers are suffocating, right? Well, I can't do it by myself. You can't do it by yourself. We gotta hold our leaders accountable. And I mean at the ballot box. I mean by going to the local meetings and saying, what the hell, man? It all starts at home. People forget they want to get involved federally. At home, your local councilman, the decisions that are being made on a daily basis that affect your life. Be involved. Don't just sit back on the sidelines and be like, oh, yeah, they're going to take care of me. No, they're not. They're going to take care of their friends. So we got to do what we got to do, man. If that means going to a couple of these meetings, we make the time to go to the pub, right? Pour back a fucking pint. Go show up for 10 minutes. Don't be an asshole, though, right? People go there and they wild out. That's not going to get it done. You can be forceful, right? You can have your say, but do it in a cogent manner. Be
what's up, LeBarry Show?
Decent human being about it, but get your point across.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to do it.
I'm trying to find a Streamyards to have a conversation with.
And I call them coffee shop revolutionaries. That's what I call these people, because that's what they are on both sides.
I'm about to put my Streamyards on. The LeBron James fan stream. I'm trying to find a Streamyards, man. That first room left me with a bad too. Those. Oh, can I join? Okay, forget this one. I'm gonna.
The issues.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now I wanna talk about something fun. Like I wanna talk crypto. I wanna talk something, man. I don't want. I'll talk about Michael Jordan. I want to have a great conversation. I want to meet new people. Labari, what usually stream? What targeted audience, Labari? I might just call it a night, man. I might just call it a night. I might just call it a night. I don't know yet. Oh, look, I got in. I got in. I'm in, ladies and gentlemen. The studio is full. Damn, I have no Streamyards to join. Well, I tried, ladies and gentlemen. I just got one Streamyards earlier, but they weren't friendly with me because I guess they didn't like my hat. I don't know. They wanted to like gang up on me because I said something about pink hairs. I mentioned pink hairs and people get upset. Can't be around people like that. I found the Michael. I'm joining the Michael Jordan. I'm gonna join the Michael Jordan stream. I'm gonna join the Michael Jordan stream.
Michael Jordan,
I'm gonna join the Michael Jordan stream.
So give him
I'm
some
gonna prove.
credit.
Where's my Michael Jordan jersey? I wore
For
it
you
the other
guys,
day.
you can learn from Joshua Lee and Larry Bird and the other guy, Muhammad. Well, Muhammad was kind of a jerk towards the end, but people like that. When they're nice, they're nice. So go ahead, Joshua Lee.
Okay, so
Jordan's number one.
Even if I personally don't like these analytics, I'm going to reference them regardless because this is what you want. Okay.
Okay. So I'm guessing you're going to ignore what I was saying about analytics are not reliable, and then you have to go by most of them. It won't show it, and then you got statistics anyway.
That's fine. All right. Anyways, let's use these facts, these statistics. PER.
They're not statistics. They're analytics.
Well, yeah, but like you need statistics to make analytics.
But they're not statistics.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, do you go by the whole PER list?
I don't use PER. I usually do not use PER.
Why are you using it now?
Because you want analytics, and I'm going to present you.
I don't want analytics. You want
analytics. And okay, sure. No.
I don't want a misunderstanding. I never brought up analytics. You did. I thought you said to me, "Can I bring them up anyway?" I was like, "Yeah, go ahead if you like." I never went by analytics. Never.
Yeah, I was just using it because we're using like data and stuff.
Yeah, but if you're saying you don't go, just to make sure, so
can't
you
find
go
a
by
stream,
analytics
guys,
or you don't?
ladies and gentlemen.
I personally do sometimes, but I'm not purely an analytics guy.
Okay. Well, if you do sometimes, that's more than me. I never go by analytics. Analytics are not reliable. I mean, there's some like when they say like what side of the court you shot on more often and all that, like that's analytics, that's reliable. But when they start going, this is the most efficient player of all time, that's not reliable.
Louis B might be going live later.
Don't go to analytics. I don't know why you're telling me you're doing it for me. I'm not asking you to go over analytics. I just said, because you were like, can I do it anyway? You wanted to go over some stuff. I was like, yeah, go ahead if you like.
Wait, can I ask a question?
No.
Yeah.
Can you invite someone called John into this?
Is he a prank caller?
No, he's not.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. But to be fair, man, there's other people who've been waiting on hold.
Yeah.
I want to be fair.
But like, I personally know this person. I think he's a very knowledgeable person. I think he will give you really interesting perspective.
Okay. So let's do this. So are you done? Is that it?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, so let's do this then, Joshua Lee. If you still want, I'm not hanging up on
backstage,
you.
ladies and gentlemen.
If you want later. Callers on. Oh, by the way, something important for everyone listening. In case you can't come on right now because you're busy, you know, or you don't want to wait on hold, you're working, or maybe you're playing Michael Jordan videos online, you know, then if you like, I have a podcast. And on my podcast, I take people I put people on and we can go like, I'll put you on like where it's just you and me, one-on-one, you know, there won't be other people then. If you want to go on my podcast because you disagree with me on something, you're welcome to come on. When I say you're welcome to come on, meaning people in general are welcome to come on. If you'd like to go on in the future, send me an email then. The email is on the page, you know? All right, let's go back to Larry Bird. He wasn't finished. Larry Bird, you there?
Yeah, I just left while you were debating him, so
yeah.
I wasn't distracted.
Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, welcome back. Go ahead, man.
Okay, so
you were saying you left while he was on?
Yeah, because I want to just let him talk.
Okay, no problem.
Okay,
I got what you mean. That's very nice of you to.
All right, well, I wait. Let me go look for another one.
Go over things one-on-one. That's very kind of you.
So, you got into it a little bit, but you're talking about how you believe that his years in the 80s, you thought those were his.
I'm about to
best
get
years
Michael
rather
Jordan
than the
on him.
90s.
I'm about to dunk like Jordan. I'm reading up on Michael
So
Jordan.
why do you
right
think that?
Because first of all, he's young.
I'm reading up on Michael
Secondly,
Jordan
the
right
numbers
now.
show it.
Didn't you say you don't use statistics that much?
The numbers show
right
it.
Here.
That's statistics.
Well, I think
the man is
later
relevant.
years. Well, if we're talking about, I'd say 88, 89, and potentially 87. Those were better than his latter 96, 97, 98. But
yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
But if we're talking about, let's say, 87, 88, 89 versus, let's say, 91, 92, 93. If you're talking about like the numbers, how I'll try to find them, but how you're saying that 87, 88, he was like scoring more and stuff. Well, the Jordan like 91, 92, 93, he had Phil Jackson and Scottie Pippen started to develop more, so he had to just take a lesser role.
Okay.
It wasn't that he just got worse.
We can always find a reason. I can say to you, maybe because he had a tough team in the 80s, he had a team that wasn't as good as 90s, maybe he couldn't do as well. So you can always find the reasons and what ifs and maybes and all that. You could be right, you could be wrong. I guess it just depends. But at the end of the day, if people like him are going to say Michael Jordan was better in the 90s than he was in the 80s, or they're going to make it seem like something like that, then at that point, I'm going to be like, no, because you could make that may not be true, because you could make the argument he was better in the 80s. Again, he was younger and the numbers show it.
Okay, so in the 80s, like let's say the 87, 88, 89, what players during that time would you say were better than Jordan?
Let me think here. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Hakeem Olajuwon, maybe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You need more? I'm sure there's more.
No,
well, wasn't Kareem at that time a lot older? Like,
yeah, that's why I was saying maybe, because there are some people who still thought he was the best player in the league.
Well, by 87, Magic had took it, but
maybe Magic Johnson might tell you was still Kareem's team.
Do you think like the Mark Prices Jordan was better than, or you think like?
You know what? That's a good question. Isaiah Thomas said that Mark Price had a run for about a couple, 2-3 years in this league where he was as good as anyone in the NBA.
Yeah, I think Mark Price is very underrated because, like, later on, like injuries and stuff.
Yeah, so what I want to do right now, man, I'm not hanging up on you. I want to take callers, people who disagree. It sounds like you're kind of on my side now. Well, I mean, not 100%, but like you're agreeing with Mark Price. So I'm happy to keep you on. But do you disagree with me on anything, or because I want to take callers just for now from people who disagree?
Yeah, I think Jordan's like you were saying, like Stockton was better than Jordan.
Yeah.
Like they faced in 97, 98, and Jordan just completely outplayed Stockton. So
he did. They didn't play one-on-one.
Well, if you compare like the numbers, Stockton, I think in one of them they even averaged 10 points.
Okay, so if you're saying that when one guy outplays another guy in numbers, he's better, right?
Yeah, and also the eye test, you can just see that.
Okay, well, eye test is not something that you want to go by, because if you play two tapes, if you play tape for one guy and you play tape for another guy, and they both pick different people, who's right and who's wrong. So you can't go by tape. But if you want to go by numbers, there's people out there who have numbers better than Michael Jordan. In fact, some of them won MVP over Michael Jordan. So by your logic, those players are better than Michael Jordan.
Well, I think in some seasons people were better than Michael Jordan.
Okay, so then how is he the number one NBA player of all time? He's not the number one player all time because he's not the number one player every year.
I don't think he's number one all time.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, all right, that's fair enough.
I just think he's top 75 because when you get to the
he's number one
ladder 75. But I think what you're basically saying is like he might be at that 75, but there's like a lot of people close to it.
I'm not saying he might be at 75 or not. I don't know if he's top 75 or not. I don't really rank players, just so you know. But I'm just making the point again. If it's okay to leave other people out, why is it not okay to leave Michael Jordan out? Everybody wants to tell me I'm wrong, and some people will laugh at me and ask me if I'm trolling and all that, but none of them prove to me why it's okay to leave someone else out. Like, meaning not anybody, like some of the Hall of Famers, but it's not okay to leave Michael Jordan. When I say some, I'm not talking about like Reggie Miller. I'm talking about guys who are better. Like, why is it okay to leave?
Yeah, because Michael Jordan's number one,
Gilmore
man.
out, Bernard King out,
I'm reading some facts right
and
here,
so on,
man.
but not Michael Jordan. It's just people. A lot of people are just either believing things, they just believe it. They're influenced by the media, or they're going by stupid things like rings, finals MVPs. I don't know, killer instinct and things like that.
Well, the examples you gave, I think it wouldn't be okay if they had Jordan out because Jordan's like a tier better than all of them.
Okay, like, that's what you say. Any proof?
I mean, you had like Bernard King, for example. He had his longevity was even close to Michael's. He had like a couple good years, but then he fell off because of like injuries and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So if longevity is a factor, there's a lot of players who have better longevity than Michael Jordan.
Well, a lot of them that do have better longevity, I would say, are probably better. Like the Kareem, I would say, is probably better.
Okay, I'm with you. I agree with you, dude. So then I think you said, tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. You don't think he should be out of the top 10, right?
Yeah, I think he's top 10.
Okay, well, I could find 10 players at least who have better longevity than Michael Jordan.
Well, the players with longevity didn't do as much in their longevity part than Jordan did.
I could find you 10 guys who have longevity and did just as much as him.
Give me some examples.
All right, John Stockton.
John Stockton didn't do as much in his. Was it like how many year run he had? He didn't.
Let's see here. He played more years. You could pencil him in for more games. I think he played more minutes, but I'm not sure. He got more steals. He got more assists. He was a better 3-point shooter. I think he was a better mid-range shooter, although it's hard to prove that. Better leader, better team player, but that's a little hard to prove, obviously. But you can find things that made him better than Michael Jordan. You want me to give you another guy?
Well, I said achieve. He didn't achieve more because
achieve like what? Give me an example of like something achieved.
Like, for example, individual accolades, like Jordan's All-NBAs, Jordan's Finals MVPs.
Why is that John Stockton's fault if someone
let
didn't
them
vote for
let
him?
you want.
Well,
This
because
idiot know to let me in,
driven,
man.
but even a lot of those years,
I don't know how long I'm
even
gonna
if
wait.
you
Like I'm
say
gonna wait
who
like
deserves it, he didn't
2 more
deserve it.
minutes, 3,
Okay,
4.
There's a lot.
How do you know? Says
Let me
who?
get in this chat.
Says
yo.
you.
Well, in my opinion.
Okay, well I don't usually debate opinions because there's no point. It's like you might as well start debating what's the best movie. There's no point in doing that.
I'm
If you're gonna
NJ's
start,
lawyer.
if people are gonna start saying this is true and that's not true, it'd be nice to go by facts. So the fact of the matter is, if you want to find longevity, there's people who did more longevity than Michael Jordan. If you say, well, they did longevity, but they didn't achieve as much or whatever that is, well, no, they did. If you say, well, they didn't get as many awards, well, that's voting. That's not their fault.
Well, that would be an achievement.
Right,
Getting an All-NBA first team would be an achievement.
That's an achievement, but it's not an achievement that you should use to rank people. A better achievement would be John Stockton has more steals. That's a better achievement because that's something you can control for the most part.
Well, in John Stockton's, what's it called? That's like one achievement Jordan has, and having more steals isn't as big of an achievement as, let's say, winning 6 times. Getting 6 Finals MVPs.
You're going by something that one guy doesn't do. That's ridiculous. One guy doesn't win a ring. One guy, you're going to awards again. That's a voting. Finals MVP is a vote. It's the same thing now, except now you're going to a different voting. The same thing means it's a voting thing. You're just going to some other voting.
All right, let's say instead of Finals MVPs, it's championships. A lot of those years, Stockton, I do think Stockton's probably a little bit underrated, but he had Karl Malone. He had.
If you're going to go by who people have, first of all, that's not their fault. Secondly,
I got
Karl
facts,
Malone
man.
and other people had John Stockton. Third, Michael Jordan had people.
Yeah, but my point is, it wasn't like Stockton didn't have enough help.
And it wasn't like Michael Jordan didn't have enough help.
When he wasn't winning, he didn't have enough help.
And when John Stockton was winning, he didn't have enough help.
He had Karl Malone.
Okay, Michael Jordan had someone too.
Yeah, and with, let's say, Karl Malone and Scottie Pippen, who would you say is better?
Between Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen? Karl Malone?
Scottie Pippen and Karl Malone.
Okay, if that's the logic, who do you think is better, Greg Ostertag or Dennis Rodman?
Dennis Rodman.
Okay, so then what does that prove?
Well, Dennis Rodman had a much bigger impact on winning.
Okay,
Jordan was.
So if you're going to say this guy had that guy, and if you're going to say Dennis Rodman is better than Greg Ostertag, then by your logic, Michael Jordan had somebody. He had someone better. So there you go. So are you going to take away from Michael Jordan the way it seems like you're going to take away from John Stockton?
No, because we were talking about achievements, and then when I was talking about winning, you said that wasn't Stockton's fault, like implying that Michael Jordan was in better circumstances.
Well, obviously he was if his team wins. If your team wins, obviously, why do you think the team wins? You think Michael Jordan did it by himself? Obviously, it's a team game.
Well, he was a big part of it.
Right, and other people were a big part of their team too, but they can't win if their team is not good enough to win.
But my point is,
I'll give you. Go ahead.
John Stockton's teams weren't enough to win. He had capable help since he was consistently contending with them.
Okay, so I'll give you an example of a guy who was a great player, who had great teams, who had capable help, and who was consistent. His name is Michael Jordan. He didn't win a ring every year.
He won when he had good enough help.
No, he did not. He had good enough help and he lost a bunch of times.
Thank you, 12 pack. Thank you.
Sure, 1995.
I'm trying to hold on, ladies and gentlemen. This idiot.
No answer for.
I'm trying to jump on
because it was just Jordan and Pippen.
It's the same. It's the same.
I don't know.
I don't think you said he didn't have any help.
I'm trying to look for another one too.
He had the same Horace Grant. Scottie Pippen, Phil Jackson, B.J. Armstrong, a bunch of guys. Tony Kukoc, Ron Harper.
I might just
a bunch of guys that were on the Bulls teams.
I've been successful on all my streams.
They actually won lots of games.
Meeting new people, saying what's up.
Well, they were a 50, or not 50. They're a 50% win team before Jordan even came.
Okay, and then they were 34 and 31. They were more than 50%.
All right, so let's say,
and then when Michael Jordan was there, They went 13-4. They never lost 2 games in a row. They had 2 6-game winning streaks. They went to the playoffs. They won 3 out of 4 games in the first round, and then they lost in the second round. You know why? Because they got beat by a better team. That's why.
All right, let's say for argument's sake.
All right.
Hey, that's on Jordan, right? That's one.
No, I'm not saying. Actually, no. I don't blame Jordan for losing. That's ridiculous. I would never blame Michael Jordan for losing, and I would never put it on him for winning. I'm just making the point that if you're going to put it on a guy for losing, which is ridiculous, then if you want to be fair, you got to be consistent and then put it on Michael Jordan.
No, my point was the original topic was Bernard King or Jordan or Bernard King, because even though Bernard King had a couple years up to Jordan, and the overall thing, Jordan had more. Then you have examples of people with longevity. I said Stockton had the longevity, but he didn't achieve as much. But he had competent help.
And Michael Jordan had competent help.
And he won 6 championships.
And sometimes he lost.
Stockton lost every time.
Right. So because his team was not good enough. Either you're telling me it's a team game or it's not. You can't tell me it's a team game when Michael Jordan loses, but then when he wins, it's not a team game. Did he win because of himself, or did he win because of the team and himself?
It was both factors.
So that's both factors. So John Stockton was playing great. So it's not his fault. So what's the other solution?
He wasn't playing up to Jordan standards.
What do you mean he wasn't?
I found one.
He's the all-time leader in steals and assists.
I found one. Oh,
when do you
JC.
think he got all those steals and assists?
I did this one last
regular season.
Right. So how do you get to the playoffs? How do you dominate in the playoffs? You think John Stockton's numbers are crap in the playoffs?
I'm about to join.
They were
I found one. Forget this
around
one.
the same.
I found one, ladies and gentlemen.
He kept on losing to teams.
Your boys
like
coming through. Your
Clyde
boys
Drexler's.
coming through, yo.
It's
Right.
Trailblazers.
Because
let me mute this.
Let me ask you, because I don't think you're getting it. Why do you think John
Your
Stockton's
boys
team
coming
lost?
through. Legal Latinos coming through right now.
Well, I don't think it was really anybody's fault, but if we're comparing it to Jordan, it's because Stockton wasn't as good as Jordan.
You said it wasn't anybody's fault, and then you put it on John Stockton.
No, I meant like, because you were saying, like, if somebody says,
how you doing?
One guy loses, or they won't say
How you
one
doing?
guy wins and loses. They'll go, one guy led the way.
Good. Seeing you guys have a conversation. I'm not doing nothing bad. I'm not gonna change the screen or nothing. Look, my hands are up. No. That's I just go around. I go on Streamyards and I like to talk to different people, say what's up. Yeah. That's why I show my face.
so if we go year by year, I can give you several examples of Stockton not playing.
Somebody did that to me also.
near
They used
Jordan's
the man-on-man stuff, and that's not cool, man. You know, you always got to make sure people show their faces. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have to. But
even if they show their faces, they can switch their.
No, but at least you take a screenshot, like you know who I am. You got my name.
Yeah.
You know, you see my face. You ever come back again?
Mm-hmm.
Get like a wanted sign or something.
It's cool. Welcome. You're welcome to come in and chat with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like the cowboy hat.
Looks like you have a very fancy degree on the wall next to time.
I really like the
It's
hat.
just thank you.
Yeah,
Texas.
me too. I like the cowboy hat.
From Texas.
You're from Texas?
From Texas.
Ah, nice.
Where you guys from?
That's the one.
Lovely hat.
Nice. I'm from Chicago.
Chicago. Is it cold over there already?
Oh, it's freezing today. It is freezing right now. It's been nice. Now it's just freezing. Ugh.
Are you a Chicago Bulls fan?
Cold. Chicago Blackhawks, White Sox. I don't like the Bears.
They're playing tonight, no? You know
yeah.
what? I could tell you don't
Are they?
like
I
it.
don't know.
I could tell you don't like it because you'll be watching them right now.
Exactly. That's what's crazy about but we suck. I could say that honestly. We don't have a damn football team.
Yeah, but you have like the most historic football stadium, though.
Hello.
Well, hi, Mark. They're
Hi,
actually
Mark.
the stadium. The stadium is going to be changed into a. They're moving the stadium to a suburb. Now I forgot the damn name. So the stadium is not going to be there anymore where it's at in Soldier Field. They're moving it to a suburb here. That's that's what I got. Yeah. So it's not going to be so historical anymore. Hey, Marky Mark. What's up?
Going, Mark.
Mark City.
Mark. He's quiet. Mark, well, you're never quiet. Why are you quiet, Mark?
Is Shelby sleeping on his bed?
Oh, Shelby's sleeping? Aw. Did you take her for a walk? Did you feed her today?
I think the neighbor took her for a walk and really tired her out, and he wanted her to sleep on the steps outside, and she was crying. She was crying to go upstairs. I said, you got her used to your bed. Now that's where she wants to sleep.
Yeah. They feel more comfortable there.
Yeah, well, the front porch not going to do it, or the back stairs.
No, David could sleep there.
The camera froze, Mark. Mark, you froze.
Yeah, he got off.
And I think you got one finger up your nose, man. So you better come back in.
Oh
I
my
don't want to
God.
be embarrassed. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter.
I didn't mean
I
that
have my
nervous.
finger up my nose.
Unbelievable.
It's all good.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
so it's 10 after 7 in Texas. And it's
No,
10
same
after-
here.
it's 7.
10
Oh,
after-
10 after. I thought you said 10. I'm like, why? It's not that late yet. Wait, I guess.
10 after
No.
8 in Canada. Yep.
Oh, you guys are in Canada?
I'm in Canada, yeah.
It's colder up
Yeah.
there than Chicago, no?
It's cold here, yeah.
Oh.
Snow's coming.
Over there,
It's a little more.
over there, they make you show you like a passport or something to get into places.
Yeah. Our vaccination card is what we need.
Yeah.
So we can get in. Yep.
Are they doing it in New
Mandatory.
York?
Mandatory.
He's dancing. I don't know what he's dancing to.
He's in his own world. He leaves like that, and then he comes back, and then he goes again.
Is D High? Where's D High going? I want to go where he's at.
He's jamming.
He's having a good time.
He's going to Everclear Land.
He's got Cher on, I think, right now. Could it be?
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's doing the good oldies tonight.
Ah, nice.
You're,
Thompson,
you were
great
frozen, Mark.
oldies.
It's cold for you, doggo? Yeah, I bet it.
Hi, doggo. I'm sorry, I can't see the chat. Hi, everyone.
I'm in my bed.
I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. I just exit out. I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. I tried joining other streams. I'll be back tomorrow morning, ladies and gentlemen. I really want to discuss the Michael Jordan one. I was not gonna get on. Maybe later on I might. If I do, I'll let you guys know. But I don't know. I wanted to, have a conversation. But I don't know. Those people, I was trying to have a conversation and it wasn't going anywhere. I just want to talk to people and, get in, just talk. Just have fun. I tried, ladies and gentlemen. I tried. Catch you guys in the morning. Check me out, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night, everybody. Shout out to 12 Pack, Superspurg. I like the fact you guys get into the chats, man. I like that. Take care, everybody. Catch you guys later.